It's Jake Line stuff. It's Jake Line stuff. It's Jake Line stuff. Yeah, it's Jake Line stuff. Yeah.
Well, hello, and welcome to Jake Line Stuff. I'm Jake Line, and this is a show about stuff that is mine.
But in the greater scheme of things, do we really own anything, or are we just borrowing it?
No, it's my stuff. On today's episode of Jake Line Stuff, I want to show you guys my top 15 albums. Now, how did I come up with these? I had a case that fit 15 albums, and I put 15 of them in there. I sort of have had some of these on the list over a period of time, but I finally decided to settle down and marry my decisions. So, number 15.
Number 15.
The Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream. Excuse me. Well, In Search of the Lost Chord's a great album. Those other ones are good too. Something about this group of songs. A lot of these albums in here is going to be the deal where every song, you remember the song by the song that comes after it and yada yada. Every song in this is solid. The little poetry bits are whimsical. It's very enrapturing. And it has a nice little book, which is always a bonus. Number 14.
Number 14.
Octopus by Gentle Giant. Now, I don't have any Yes in this box. I don't have any ELP, don't have any Jethro Tull. I like them a lot, but they didn't make the box. Gentle Giant, though, this specific album is a great mix of Canterbury-ish kind of prog with good hard tendencies, a lovely sweet organ, and some great a cappella bits, like the one part. I can't remember what it's called, but it's what... If you listen to it, I'm going to try to provide links for at least one song from each album in the description below, so you can listen to them. But I'd recommend listening to the whole albums for the most part. Alright, number 13.
Number 13.
David Sancious and Tone, Transformation, The Speed of Love. I actually had the David Sancious album before this one without really realizing it was the same guy. But there's a tune on this one, I believe it's called Pictor's Metamorphosis, where it starts out like a very classic blues sort of tune. You got harmonica going on, you got the blues progression, then it just explodes into a jazz fusion, sort of high tempo, fast paced, all over the place, and then makes its way back to that. You're going to find throughout the course of this, I'm a big fan of music that kind of blends genres. Genre blend is my thing. Blend all the genres. Have 8 bars of folk, and then 2 bars of metal, and then 3 bars of dubstep, and then 5 bars of classic rock. Put it all together. Number 12.
Number 12.
Andy Pratt, self-titled, 1973. He had one before this. I haven't had a chance or found it to really listen to it or have it for those reasons. This one, the music is once again, it's all over the place. Every song has something new that you wouldn't expect. My favorite tune off this one happens to be It's All Behind You, just mostly for the haunting chorus. It's all behind you. I can't do it, I'll link it. It kind of goes wacky at points, but I appreciate that a song can have a really serious, well-composed, sort of enrapturing composition that then includes weird little bits. Okay. Number 11.
Number 11.
Workers' Playtime by B.B. Blunder. This was an early one for me. I got it when I was in college in Savannah, Georgia, at some little junk shop. One of the few good records there that actually had the record in the case. And at the time, I was sort of like, that's weird, but we'll go for it. And it turned out to be a very pleasant surprise. You have Julie Driscoll singing on a few songs. You got, there's a lot of good tunes. The one that always gets stuck in my head is Rocky Yagbag. Rocky Yagbag, I think I need you. Once again, kind of weird vocals. And like I said, it's going to be a trend. Now we are on to the... Okay, we're not in a single digits. 10 isn't a single digit, but... Anyways, number 10.
Number 10.
Urban Renewal by Murphy's Law. I think this is the only album. This is the only album that they put out under the Murphy's Law name, but it's a band fronted by J.F. Murphy. Oh my god, not right now, cat. Hey! Stop it! So it was a band fronted by J.F. Murphy, known for albums where he was with the band J.F. Murphy and Salt. But this one, it's hard to find any tracks by it on YouTube. I think there's finally one up, but not the one I'm big on. Although, that's a lie, because I'm kind of big on all the tracks. It's another one of those albums where it's got this great feel. It's 1975. Mad Monk is one that always gets in my head, but, you know, those magnificent clowns. You think a song about clowns wouldn't be that great, but, Oh, and friggin' the Seabird and the Flying Dutchman. If I can't find one, I might do that track, because it's phenomenal. Alright. The farther down we go, the more I might talk. Number 9.
Number 9.
Talking about genre blend, we've got Last Tango by Esperanto. The first Esperanto album I ran into was Dance Macabre, and it almost looked like some weird late 70s, why would you get that thing, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad, because it's just, they do these mixes of styles, and it kind of verges on maybe new wave, but then jazz fusion, and then rock, and I'm going to link the version of Elanor Rigby on this, because it'll probably take you 5 minutes to figure out it's Elanor Rigby. That's the way it should be. Number 8.
Number 8.
Larry Young's Fuel. It's the only Larry Young album I have at the moment, but it's a good one. I think somewhere it lists on here all the different synthesizers he's playing, and it pretty much sounds like he's right there in the studio just playing them. They're probably all set up. There's kind of a delay in when he moves from one to the other. They all feel pretty unfiltered, which is great. I mean, a lot of times you think of synthesizers, you think of strings with vibrato and reverb and echo and everything on it. This just sounds like a straight synthesizer line coming through to your ears, making you happy. Number 7.
Number 7.
Speaking of electronic stuff, Moog, the Eclectic Electrics of Dick Hyman. That's right, Dick Hyman, a jazz organist who recorded mostly on the Command label, sometimes with Dick Hyman Trio. Usually just a very clean, kind of loungy, but really quality sort of jazz type stuff. Sometimes Brazilian jazz, etc. This one, he's playing around with a Moog synthesizer, and it's great. It's happy at times, it's silly, but it's all like this digital silly, and there's one tune where it almost sounds like, this thing must have been like 1969, would be my guess. But there's this one tune where you hear, like, it sounds like the Pac-Man dying sound and the Mario dying sound and like something from Zelda. It sounds like it's just got all these sounds just generated from there. So, anyways. Number 6.
Number 6.
Another good one. This is one that I've seen on the little sleeves that come in the records for a long time. Oh, that looks interesting. And it turned out to be more than interesting. Like Children by Jerry Goodman and Jan Hammer. Jerry Goodman, Jan Hammer, both of Mahavishnu Orchestra. Jerry Goodman's violins, guitars, Jan Hammer keyboard synthesizers, known later for the Miami Vice theme. But on this one, Jerry Goodman, well, he's doing violins, guitars, electric guitars. Jan Hammer is doing synthesizer. He's also doing Moog bass and drums. And I gotta say, he's a pretty credible drummer on this. It's a jazz fusion pace, and he keeps up with it really well. This first track, I think it's called Country and Eastern Music. I'll share that one because it's a good one. I think we are finally on to number 5.
Number 5.
And this one, okay, Edgar Winter. A lot of people know him for Come On and Take a Free Ride or Frankenstein, which are both good tunes, but the things I've always noticed about Edgar Winter albums is there'll be that one solid tune on the album, and then the rest is sort of a blues rock thing, and if you're not into a more blues side of blues rock, you won't get into it. I never did it. His hits were always like standout things on the album. It's completely different. Entrance by Edgar Winter is in itself just completely different. He's got a bit of the blues wail in there, but this thing is kind of got a genre blend thing going on. The whole first side is a giant suite called its Entrance, and it's just all these different themes linked together. And once you get used to sort of the unique sound of his voice, where in the range he's singing, it's just great. I can't sing it. I'll link some of it. Number 4, another solo artist that went a different direction. Edgar Winter started in that direction, moved off. Todd Runge, known for Hello, It's Me. I thought about us for a long, long time. But he came out with the album Something Anything, which had that and another hit on it, which I can never remember the other one. I think the other one, oh, I saw the light in her eye. I'm singing like a dead cat. So anyways, he came out with that album, and they're like, wow, that's great, good job. Come out with another one. He's like, I'm gonna make this weird thing, and it's just an amazing, rough, gritty, progressive rock epic. The first side is all, once again, songs that are strung together. You get all these different rhythms. You get this wonderful, gritty sound. It's amazing. It's great. Number 4.
Number 3.
3. I lied to you. I thought it was 1. So I'd be ashamed if I didn't have a Zappa album in this box. Because, I mean, come on. How could you have a favorite albums box without having it? So I, for myself, have absolutely free. I love We're Only in It for the Money. I appreciate Freak Out. I really like Overnight, I like Overnight Sensation, but I really like One Size Fits All, that era Zappa. And then you gotta love Hot Rat Zappa. So I love all that. But this album I just listen to a lot. And I love it because it's kind of like the Revolver of Zappa. I mean, it really is. It came just like Revolver came before Sgt. Pepper's. This came before that, and you could sort of see those trends in that songwriting style that kind of came out in the editing masterpiece, but it sort of exists on its own. It's not caught up in its concept. And it has long pieces, but it's a great album. If you're not looking for just music, I guess. Which leaves us with number 2.
Number 2.
I made you think we're at number 1. This should technically be my number 1 album, but a long time ago, by which I mean, actually probably like 5-6 years, I decided what my favorite album of all time was, and I can't budget. I'm not allowed to. But this has everything that kind of meets my classification. It has progressive rock sensibilities, jazz sensibilities. The songs don't all sound the same. In fact, they all sound like they're coming from different places. But you got a solid 4-piece using a set of instruments that really makes them their own sound, and yet they do all these different feeling songs. And it's fronted by a keyboardist. Yeah. I don't think there's a guitar in this band, actually. But it's the first album by Rare Bird. And I'll link Beautiful Scarlet, and hopefully that'll get you an idea of their tone, but you really want to listen to the whole album of this one. You do. Just do it. I did it while exercising once. I got like twice as strong. And that leaves us with the number 1 album for me.
Number 1.
This is one of, okay, honorable mention, Martin Mull's album from 1971. Martin Mull, later known as an actor in things like Clue. It's the only one I can think of, but it's the best because it's where he has that little mustache. That's the way you know him. But before that, in the mid-70s, he did these comedy music album type things. But his first album was actually like none of the comedy or the stage performance in it. It's just music. And it's kind of like halfway between Randy Newman and Frank Zappa. Someone said online, which I totally agree with. And it's just great. I would probably have it in this box if I actually had it. This album I didn't own for a very long time until one time before our band went on for a show. I'm like, I'll go to the record store for the show. Went down. There it was, $25. I would not hesitate. And it's got a lot of the same things. It's got songs of different energy. My God. Hey! I get it. You just went to the bathroom. I'm almost done. Just wait a little longer. Please? Please! Be quiet! It's Elephant's Memory, 1969. A band that later toured with John Lennon and Yoko Ono, and they produced one of their albums that I also have, but that's when you start to get into their generic rock side. But this one, it's just a lot of pure expression, a lot of great tunes, and there we go. I'm going to go beat up my cat. Join me next time where I'll take a look at my other record shelves, which probably have things you think should be in this box that I don't have in this box. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you get some new music out of this experience.
According to legend, 16th century, a seaman aboard the ship Dutchman was murdered off the Cape of Good Hope. That night, a plague killed every member of the crew but one. He was doomed to sail forever aboard his ship.